All right, we're remanufacturing a 1999 OX66. That's a fuel injected 200 two-stroke Yamaha. Customers, as all customers are, very interested in why it failed. And I've only seen this situation twice, but it's interesting. This one was actually a manufacturer's flaw that lasted 24 years and finally, I guess last year, decided to die. So this is one of the pistons that came out of it. We're replacing them with all these new pistons. We always replace all the pistons, not just one. And you can see there's a small pin here. It's called a ring alignment pin, and it keeps that ring from turning. This is you only need this on a two-stroke. The reason is this is a ported piston, most of them are. So this goes up and down, and these ports line up and let the fuel get into the engine and let the exhaust get out. So if this ring had its separation point, and no rings are all in one piece, it's got a little spring to it, that's what makes compression. All pistons have rings on. If this ring was here, that end of that ring would catch this port when it went by this hole here. This one right here would catch that port and go. Now sometimes it takes quite a while. You know, if somebody had meticulously took compression of this motor, I believe they would have caught it and said, hey, you got low compression on one cylinder, because as you see, these rings have spring to them. That's what makes compression. When they're not on that alignment pin, it wouldn't have compression because that ring would be stuck. So what happened was, back when they put it together, and it's pretty obvious this motor never came apart, in 1999, at the Yamaha factory, they missed it. See, that bottom ring's incorrectly. There's your alignment pin, which is in a spot where there's no port. So there's a port here. It has to be in a spot with no port. But that pin is right there, and that's where that ring is supposed to have its separating point. So it's supposed to be like, I can't show you, but the break in the ring should be right there, but it's over here. So after 24 years, it finally broke. Those are pieces of broken ring. So this was assembled wrong. I know this because we're an engine rebuilder, and when we put a motor together, what we do is take a ring compressor. Quick, I also choke it with oil. I just put one ring in to show you. You make sure this is on there, you make sure your pin is located well, and then you make sure it's secure, because every once in a while you get a brand new piston that's not produced correctly. You put it on like this. Then you use a special ring compressor, like that. And it compresses that ring, and then you put the piston in and you tap it. We tap it with the back of a hammer, lightly. Now, I know from experience you can put that ring in like this, especially most people don't know. The people assembling outboard motors are not mechanics, they're assemblers. So it was probably really tight, it hit extra hard, it went in there. It'll still run, but it won't run long. Eventually it'll catch that port. So for some reason it took 24 years, finally it went. So that's the reason that failed. Very interesting to see that. I've only seen it twice in 30 years. We probably do on an average of 1 or 2 motors a week, so that's a lot of motors. But it happens, so it goes to show you got to check everything. We've gone through our troubleshooting chart or failure analysis as well. If you want any of those charts, send us an email and we'll send them to you. So, interesting stuff.